I'm over here at this little private pond. I've hit it before, maybe a year or two since I've done it, but just pulling up, there's a lodge somewhere right over here in this, next to that cedar and pine. They got a stick pile where they're chewing over there. They're here, and they keep doing damage to the levee. I'll show that when I get out, but just protecting their privacy for them. They're wanting me to see if I can't get the beaver out of here so they can start repairing the levees again. It's just this one levee separating this pond from a watershed lake. Now, common sense would tell me to get those out of the watershed lake too, but I don't have permission to get in there. So it's going to be a ongoing problem with them crossing the levee coming in here because of the stable water conditions. And it's like a rearing pond for them. Stable water conditions and old bank dens, so they're just going to keep coming back. But the landowner will be here in a few minutes, and then I'll put the boat in and go see what I can do. I'm coming in and get the party started. Landowner just left. He said if I need anything, call him. He's got coyote issues too. They're trying to pattern them on a game camera so I can come in with a 17 HMR and snipe them. Because I mean, it's close enough to the city, I dare not set any foothold traps. But they're losing a bunch of chickens, so they're wanting me to see if they can get a pattern on game camera. I'm gonna come in there with a 17 HMR and just snipe them. But right now I'm gonna go set up this pond and see what the beaver are doing. But I can see there, you can see there's a lodge right there. Stick piles, castor mound. I can see the slides. I can see the crossovers from here. It's going to be a simple in and out, set all I can find and reap. So let's get it started. Just showing, this is some of the damage that beaver and muskrats and stuff do to the levees. That's an older den, but a good representation of what they're doing. You can see the ditch going in and out of it. It's not being used because the leaves and silt on the bottom. You can tell it's not active, but it was. This is a smaller muskrat or a smaller beaver tunnel that's not being used either, but this levee separates this pond from the watershed lake down below, and these dig outs in the levee are causing seeps through it, and you can see how much water they've lost. It's just an ongoing battle with the beaver. We'll come in and see if I can't remove some of the, I'm figuring it's just 2-year-olds that have been kicked out by mom and daddy because they just had to go find some place to go set up for themselves, and they chose this. We'll see. I'll get some sets put in as I find the sign. Here's another recently used den, but I mean, let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna do this. You can see the silt kicked up. Tells me it's not active. You want to see no silt being kicked up because beaver coming in and out will keep the silt washed out of these runs. But it's an active hole up into the bank levee right there. I'm going to keep moving, find something where they're actually still using it. But that's just what they're trying to prevent, is the loss of this levee and the guy's fish pond to the beaver damage, because it wouldn't take much to blow that levee out, and then all this water would be, 50 yards down below it in the watershed lake. I could see this from when I first put the boat in, and I was like, yes, please. Look at that slide. It is beat to pieces. And this is going to be the crossover going from the watershed lake, well, one of them going from the watershed lake to this pond. Yeah, still fresh mud. It hadn't been long since it's been used. I'm gonna have to dig out a bed and put a trap in right here, and I am going to try to offset it a little, yes, and using the No BS Beaver Extremes primarily. And I brought some 850s and I got 330s, and we're just gonna let's have some fun. I have enlarged this area just big enough to take the No BS Beaver Extreme on a drowning cable. I'm going to set it right here, offset to either the left or the right, depends on the root structure on the bottom. And yeah, As narrow as this is, makes me think a lot of this is otter too. That's awful narrow for a beaver right here. But awful narrow. But as much as this slide's being used, it's probably both, but had likelihood of catching an otter in here too because of the fish. But don't see many slides with that much sign and that wore out. I'll get this set finished and keep moving. Well, there's the slide location. You can tell by the way I got it muddied up from where I did what I did. I've got the cable run out here. That's a 5-foot stake and about 3.5, 4 feet of water, and it's drove down into the clay. You're supposed to make the catch. They go down the one-way drowner rig, slide wire with the L-lock down here to the deep water end, and they blow bubbles. In theory. Sometimes it works, and sometimes they're up on the bank getting mad. Or a miss. But just having fun. I'm gonna get down through here and set everything I can find. I've had some comments lately about, oh, you shouldn't be killing the beaver, oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is a levee. Used to be a good levee. That's a bank den. That's what they do to levees. This is why I do what I do. Explanation right there. I'm gonna get in here and see if it's sealed up. If it don't silt up, I'm gonna put a 330 in that one, because it's directly in the levee itself. I don't know what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to come in here with some rock and a heavy equipment to fix these levees. That's terrible. I could climb up in that. Just looking. And this is what's left of an old bank den location that was here before when I trapped it. You can tell, look how much of the levee they have lost due to it collapsing over time. The whole levee top structure has caved in. And this is what they're trying to prevent. You can see the tunnels are still in there, but the whole roof of this whole area has just collapsed in. He's got more damage than what I was thinking. So good for me, bad for him, and real bad for the beavers. We'll see how it goes. Putting in a castor mound right here. I have pulled the vegetation back out of the way. They was already using this to approach it to put their mud up here on their castor mound. Fairly active. Yeah, they're here. I'm gonna be bedding a No BS Beaver Extreme offset to the left, about 6 inches of water. Here's the dead center of the trail. I'm going to set it right in here in about 6 inches of water, hoping for a back foot catch. Like I say, I pulled the vegetation out of the way. Fencing. I'm going to take some of my Alpha Delta castor lure, put up here on the mound, and hope for a back foot catch, because these No BS Beaver Extremes will not turn loose. They are a booger just to get a beaver out. They lock up good. So that's why I chose to bring them on this particular location. No misses is what I'm trying for. And these beaver got to get gone. So I use the best tool for the job at the right time. I'll get this set put in and keep moving. Same scenario as the set down below it. Got the castor mound, trap bedded, 14-foot of cable running out here to this metal pole right there. About 3.5, 4 foot of water. And right there is plenty of water to drown, and they're gonna blow a hole. So, I'll keep going. That's the kind of set that works really well for me. I mean, it's lightweight. You can carry the whole set in one hand. Don't have to carry cinder blocks, sandbags, tie plates. Just tubing and cable. I'm gonna keep moving. There's another older bank den that was used when the water was higher and deeper. And I can tell I'm not gonna set it, I don't believe. I mean, the leaves and the silt on the bottom, right here. If a beaver had been using this, that silt would not be there. every time they come in and out, that silt is kicked up and washed out. So silt on a run tells me I'm going to leave it alone, but it's subject to change over the next day or two. As I put pressure on them, they'll change what they do, and you just got to adjust accordingly. We'll keep moving around. You can see the ditch running in to this bank lodge. Now they've got sticks piled all over the top of it, and this is the one set so far that I found that I know is active. There is no silt in it. Big wide ditch. I'm going to get a 330 on an H stand and shove it just as far up in there as I can get it, so when they come blowing out of here this evening to come out and feed or come in and out, they're going to encounter a really bad headache. But since the water's down, you can see the run so well, and there is no silt. So everything I find like that's getting some attention. I'll get that put in. We'll take a look. I do have an 8 stand and a 330 shoved up in there just as far as I could get the thing to go, as close to the hole where they're actually coming out. I had to fold the springs up to get it to fit down in the ditch better. So yeah, there's no way around that one. No silt, did not stir up anything. It felt good in the bottom of that ditch, right up next to the hole. That one should produce. Fingers crossed. Got it cabled up over here to the tubing with the orange tape on top, so the landowner can tell exactly where my sets are. But sets like that, just a no-brainer when you find it. I'll keep moving. Finding a good many of these bank dens that was used during high water. Water's low right now. I'd say they probably lost 18 inches of water depth due to the leak and the seeps and the levees, but that would have been a good one to set at one time. That's just a good view of what the beaver lot or bank dens look like. This one's even got a fresh chew in front of it, but I don't think it's being used. I'm not seeing any sign, and the leaves would be gone if it was being used. But during a high water situation, it's just an additional den for them to hold up in until the water gets back to their normal level. But I will keep moving. Come down to this one. I found this bank den. You can tell, look at that. I mean, perfect for a 330. No silt on it. I'm not stirring up any mud. Yeah. It's got a perfect over shelf right there. That 330 will be right in that hole. I didn't see any silt stirred up. That's being used. Yeah. Let's get this done. Very similar to what I did on the run before here. I mean, you can see the ditch in the run. Perfect ditch in the run. I stirred up the mud out here a little bit to get in the stake drove in, but perfect run goes right through here. And that's where there's an over shelf of dirt where they're ducking in, going into the bank den. And I've got that 8-stand and 330 with the springs folded up so it'd fit in that ditch. Just as far, I mean, there's no way around it. If that den location, exit, or entry hole gets used, something's going to have a bad day. I'll keep moving. I have found another good bank den right there, and I've shoved another 330 up in there on an 8-stand. The hole comes out this way, so I had to get the trap pulled this way and set it up in the hole. And the landscapers, I guess, are up there mowing, so didn't need that in the video, but it is what it is. I got that trap set in the beaver run right there. Let me see what else I can find. This one's another den, but it's not active. That one's the one being used. And I'll see what other kind of sign I can find. I need some more castor mounds in too, in case they get past the 330s. Hopefully the castor mounds will pick them up. I'm gonna paddle around up to, you know, the far end of this pond. I mean, it's not a huge pond. I only expect 1 or 2 beaver in here. Probably 2. Probably a 2-year-old pair that's moved in, just took it up. And I found this castor mound on this end of the pond. So if they make it past the 330s, past the castor mound, past the slide, and check this castor mound out on this end, I've taken some sticks for guiding slightly. Put a stick here for guiding. Dug me out of bed when I offset it. Gives them approach right here where they're already using it to put deposit their castor and mud up on their mound. It's going to be going in with another No BS Beaver Extreme. Offset 4.5 to 5 inches deep. Right in this area, not the dead center, but over here, over to the left or the right. And it's not very deep. I mean, you can see leaves and grass, everything on the bottom, but I'm going to run the cable out in deeper water and hold them out there. When I see castor mounds like that, gets my attention. But also, too, I think some of the misses I've been having may be turtles. It's warming up that the turtles are out looking for somewhere to sun, and these dark mud heats up faster than the surrounding ground, and it's just a warm place for the turtles to get. So I potentially could be causing some of my misses lately is the turtles. We'll find out tomorrow, because I'm not seeing many turtles in here. So yep, I'll get this set finished and keep moving. This is what it looks like from the deep water end. You can see that mound right there, big old mound. About 16 foot of cable running all the way out here to my deep water anchor end, EMT tubing with the orange tape on it. I kind of did that for the landowners being able to see where my stuff's at, and they know at a glance that, hey, I'm still in here. And yeah, even on public ground, I've not had much trouble with people tinkering with stuff, but I mean, they're going to do what they do. You can't stop them either way. But this set's my go-to that I've come up with over the years. One hand, one hammer, one jar lure, you're set. And one driver. This is the Hammer Trapline Products heat-treated driver that he made me. And I have beat the living snot out of this thing, and it's still not even deformed much. Yeah, that's impressive. I'm gonna keep moving. Come down here a little closer to where the colony and the bank dens and stuff are. And I found this castor mound. I've taken the little hedgehog, groundhog, whatever you want to call that tool. Dug me out of bed right here. Bedding a Duke 850 right there. That's good strong springs. I've already test fired it. Yeah, I don't want my hand in that. But with the roots the way they are and the little location I'm set for them to be approaching, they're already dragging mud up here anyway. I've flattened out a bed here, offset. We're putting the Duke 850 in on about a 15-foot 1/8 7x7 cable out to my EMT tubing in deep water. And the lure I'm using is my Alpha Delta. If they make it past the slide, if they make it past the den entrances, they may not make it past the castor mounds. Multiple options, one outcome. Hopefully. I'll get this set finished and keep moving around. Just like before, there's the mound. Cable runs out here to my EMT tubing, orange tape on top. And yeah, there is some sticks and logs on the bottom, but they're loose. So if they get tangled up in it a little bit, I can get that out. So not like the other spot. It took me about 20 minutes to get that one out from around the log. But you can see that dark castor mound right beside the tree. Yeah, I don't know how many's in here. I know how many's I think's in here. I think there's a pair, a 2-year-old, one big gravid, probably female, probably first breeding, probably first. They just looking for somewhere to set up home away from the fluctuating water of the watershed lake over there. Probably a kit that was raised here, so come back home, I guess. I'll keep moving.